Hello, my loves. Hello. Hello, my loves. Hi, this is another edition of Talks with Toya on the Complete Woman podcast. Thank you for joining me today. This is a part of my grief series, the Untold Stories. So I wanted to do this because of the simple fact that I have been getting a lot of questions about grief, and because I don't deem myself an expert, I don't deem to know everything about it. I have not experienced it on some levels like others have. So I wanted to make sure that people that have experienced it were able to talk about it and to help others that are experiencing it, because it's something about when somebody has been through what you're going through that can definitely push you through it. So I definitely wanted that, because I understand, like, especially now, a lot of us are dealing with things that we have never dealt with before. So I just want to make sure that I'm very sensitive to that. So I asked God who to have, and one of the people that he immediately dropped into my heart and in my mind was my Jennifer Chrispin. That's my girl. So yeah, I have known Jen for some years. When I joined St. Paul, I think you were already there.
Yeah.
So I joined St. Paul like 18 years ago. So yeah, we have this, and this was one of those, and I tell y'all all the time that I end up being friends with people that I never thought I would be friends with, because listen, we were not in the same groups or anything, and then it was just like we fell in love with each other out of nowhere. Like, it was just
out of nowhere.
I don't know what happened. I can never, and that's when I know that I have genuine friends. I can't tell you how it happened.
What event?
I wasn't looking for it to happen.
It just happened.
It just happened, and we have been there for each other for different things, you know. And as we're talking about grief, I have been there for her when she has been grieving, and she's been there for me in my high and low moments and stuff. And yeah, we may not be the closest and the tightest, but at the end of the day, we know we can call each other up, and she always know I'm gonna have words for her.
Always.
So yeah, she has shared some things with me that I'm not sure if she shared it with anybody else. But one thing I know is that I am very honored, because I know how she is, and I know she doesn't trust a lot of people, and I know she doesn't confide in a lot of people. So when she started confiding in me, I was just like, I got you, friend, and I promise you I got your back, and ain't nobody gonna ever be able to come back and say there'll be a whole lot if they come back and say that.
She done had my back ever since. And
I will fight you. I can't tell you.
Catch these hands in a word.
Because try Jesus and not me.
Huh? Oh, okay. It's not just a song, it's a way of life. Oh, okay.
Huh? It's in the word. Y'all need to find the scripture, because it's in there.
It's in there.
See, this is the foolery. This is the foolery that we do
every time.
This is what we do, and this is why we cannot sit by each other in church. We can't look at each other. We can't text each other. We can, because it's dumb. But yeah, I have watched her go through a lot of stuff since I've met her. I have seen her endure a lot of loss since I've met her, and I've seen her have her low moments, and I've seen her have her high moments, you know. And as I watch her go through it, and to see her now, I am absolutely proud. I am absolutely excited and thrilled, because I know what she went through. I may not know every little detail, but I know what she's been through, and I've seen her try to navigate that, and I've seen her sometimes fail at navigating it. But at the end of the day, she did not stay down. She got up, and she kept pushing, huh?
Oh, okay.
Because you gotta get up. Oh my!
Sure, you want to preach today? Oh, okay.
We're not gonna do that on here, girl. We're not gonna.
Okay.
We're not gonna do that.
So you want to preach today? Oh, okay. I see what this is. Oh, okay. Okay, friend.
I be trying not to. It just be coming out. You know.
I got my amen.
I'm just telling the truth. As anybody know, and Jen know, I ain't gonna never sit up here and just say stuff just to sound good. I'm gonna tell her how it is for real, because it has been moments where I've had to check her, and she know I will. I call her up.
She has checked me before.
Tap, friend. What's happening?
Ooh,
what's
them
going
taps
on?
Was a little rough. They was a little rough now.
But that also let me know that she trusted my voice, because most people she probably would have checked real quick, like, who you talking to? What? But she'll let me fuss her eye, and she be like, yeah, I get it together. And
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do better next time.
You do, and you do. You'll say that. And I have seen you try, and I have seen you push through, and I tell you the things even I didn't know that you would accomplish and where you would go. It has been absolutely amazing. And even after all of that loss, God has blessed her to be married to an amazing man, Mr. Jeremiah Chrispin.
Come on, one time, big God, for the plans that you have for me. Huh?
Come on, listen here, and we'll plug him later because that baby's cooked. Okay, he cooks, so we'll plug him later. He get a plug on his wife. He'll get a plug from her. So we gonna get into it, because you know I don't want the people looking crazy like, what is they talking about? Yeah, this is how we do.
It's how we do.
We friends for real. But Jen, you know, before I tell too much about you, tell the people about Jen. Who is Jen?
Woo! Friend, that's loaded, because Jen is ever evolving. Who I was when we first met is not who I am today. I buried my dad, my only child, my daughter, and my mom before I had even turned 40 years old.
Yeah.
Those things have consistently made me who I am today, because at one point I was so broken.
Yeah.
Did not want to be bothered.
Yeah. Worst
attitude. Like, some people just come to church with a bad attitude. No, I knew I was coming to church with my bad attitude. I didn't want to be bothered. But who I am now is because of the broken pieces that God literally put back together.
Come on.
Because them pieces was broken, and it literally had to be God to put them together.
Yes.
But allow me to speak through that to different people who I didn't even know were going to be in my path on this journey that would go down this road. And I could serve as somebody that they could talk to, and somebody they could listen to, because sometimes people forget, and what people are going through, God gives them an assignment, but sometimes people come with the agenda. And I've realized that I needed to be always on the assignment, because somebody had to be on assignment for all my work.
Come on.
Saying a little word, I know a little bit.
You got to always be on the assignment and not the agenda.
Because people's lives is dependent on it, and they can't get their breakthrough because you're trying to come over here and slap oil. That's not what the Lord told you to do.
Friend, you know
I saying ain't no power. That's why the people ain't moving. Oh, okay.
You know I keep some real friends, so talk your talk, friend. That's good. That is good. That's so true, and that is so good. And I tell you, man, when we go through stuff, and I know for a fact you didn't see it, because when we go through stuff, it's like, man, I don't give a darn about helping nobody right now. I don't give a darn about what nobody else got going on.
Don't.
You know what I just lost? Do you know what I just went through?
I don't want to serve. I don't want to sing. I don't want to usher. I don't want to wake up. I don't want to brush my teeth. I don't want to, period. Right. I don't want to, comma. Whatever you got planned, I don't want to, comma.
Because that's not my priority right now. You know, I'm just trying to I'm just trying to be able to wake up the next day because I really don't want to wake up the next day. But I'm trying to get through it. While you talking about what you talking about, that don't matter to me. And that's why, you know, I am glad that God laid you on my heart, because I said about my best friend, and you are another one that was one of my teachers of how to help people with grief and to allow people to grieve and to do that the way that they see fit do it, because you did it in the way that you did it, she's done it in the way that she's done it, everyone else does it differently.
Right.
So I had to understand that without have actually experienced much of it at the time. So, you know, when I seen what you were dealing with, and so I was like, okay, God, I have to see this from a different angle. I can't see this from a flesh angle. I have to see this differently, because there is a pain that no one can explain, you know, because I wasn't around when your dad died, but I was around when your mom and your daughter did. So I haven't been in those spaces. Right. So when I saw you in those spaces, I was just like, God, listen, you're going to have to do something. And even though I was trying to help you through and talk to you, it was still like, okay, God, you're going to have to do something, and you're going to have to come get her, because like you said, only God could come in and put those pieces together.
But what the interesting thing, Toya, I literally still remember this. I remember when my mom passed away. And there were pivotal moments during that entire time. I remember my best friend coming over, literally, like just having to think for me and gather my thoughts. And there was the hustle and bustle of so many people in and out of the house and all these different conversations. And I remember on a Thursday night, you came to my house and you sat down in my living room and you didn't try to preach to me. You ain't try to slap no oil. You ain't try to lay me out. You didn't fill me up with God's going to mend your broken heart. You literally sat down and said, friend, I'm here if you want to talk about anything. We sat in 27 minutes. 27 minutes, friend. I would never forget it. 27 minutes. You let me tell you how I was very upset with God. And some people don't understand that part of your grief process is aligning and recognizing what you need in that moment. And in that moment, I needed somebody that I could tell how I felt, and they weren't going to push their agenda, because their assignment was to come and just be there in the moments. Not to tell me what you would do, not to tell you, oh, well, God told me to tell you. No, he didn't.
He didn't tell me. I don't know about nobody. See, tell me. I remember that now. I don't remember the time and all that, friend. That
27 minutes, friend.
You tried to make me cry, girl, because I did not remember. And see, that's what I try to tell people. You know, if you just reach out or you just be there, you never know how that would impact somebody. I never would have thought that would have stuck with you like that, to the point that you remember the day and how long I was there. I'm like, girl,
I think for anybody that's going through any type of loss, you remember the pivotal moments. Like, interestingly enough, as close as we are right now, me and my first lady, our first lady, did not always have this close relationship. And I will never forget the morning that my daughter passed away, and my best friend was there, my child's father, my family, my sister, my mom, they were all there. And I remember when we left from one hospital room, because a lot of people don't understand this, when you lose your child, depending on the hospital you're in, they move you to a completely different floor. So I left my room that morning with a living child. And when I came back, I was in a whole nother room. And I remember laying in that bed with just thinking like my life was over. And this woman who I was not close with literally walked in the room. And Lady Sandra Neat Guns walked in. She didn't walk in with Bishop. She didn't walk in with nobody else. She came on her own. She said, the Lord told me I needed to come and be with you.
Wow.
And from that moment, I found someone who would help me navigate, because little did I know, a couple of years later, I would lose my mom. And that layering of loss, if you're not careful, it will take you out. It will have you second guessing the God you serve, the thoughts that you've had, the way you've been brought up. I literally thought that I was going to live my life raising a child, and my mama would see her baby, have a baby, and all these things. And years later, I am now going to bury my mama. So Lord, you done got my mama, my daddy, and my only child. how am I supposed to live life? How am I supposed to interact with my friends whose parents are still alive?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to be around my friends who still have kids? And how is this because I can't stop their life because parts of my life stopped.
Right.
But what I found was that there was a lesson that I could take from each of those losses, and it would help me to understand how to be there for somebody else who was going to encounter this. And then how to be able to talk about it. In Black culture, we don't talk about grief.
No.
We talk about who got the body, what we're wearing, who gonna sing, who gonna be able to talk on the program, what a repast gonna be. We don't talk about, okay, what's gonna happen 2 days later, because you know their sibling or their loved one still gone, and your life still goes on. How am I supposed to navigate through my life?
Yeah.
And what I found is that he will line you up with people who literally don't mind standing in the gap for you when you can't stand in the gap. And I've had moments where I would be in church and I cannot sit through a baby dedication.
Yeah, I remember that.
My mind just couldn't wrap itself around it.
Yeah.
But God gave me friends who didn't mind missing parts of church.
Yeah.
To come stand outside with me.
Mm-hmm.
Friends who would call me out of nowhere. People that will literally, the Lord will place you on their heart. Yeah. And it'll be the little triggers. And they'll be cognizant because they're in tune, because they realize what their assignment is. Yeah. And your assignment don't end just because the service is over.
Yeah. That's good, friend. Yeah, I remember that. And I tell you, it was tough watching you deal with that, especially when your daughter passed and you couldn't go to baby showers, you would not hold babies, you would not be part of baby dedications and stuff like that. And even when I would see it, like, get ready to happen, I was like, okay, let me keep my eye on her, because I need to make sure friend all right. And then when I would see you walk out, I'd text you. I'd be like, hey, you good? You know what I'm saying? And because I understood, again, because I have never experienced that. Y'all probably would have to come get me. I probably would have been under somebody's pew, because you talking about, you know, so to see you navigate that, I was just like, you know, God help her, you know, because it, like you said, you had to keep being around people that still had these things that you didn't have anymore. And I'm sure it's very, very tough to deal with, you know, because that is something, like you said, you desire.
Right.
So, you know, to have to keep going on with life and have to see that, it was like just watching you. I was just like, God, just, whew, I was like,
and it's
Lord.
The fact that he lays you on people's heart to realize that, okay, when we would be in church and we'd see the screen, I remember seeing the screen, and I remember thinking, we got a baby dedication? I got to get out of here. Like, I got to hurry up and get out of church. I literally have to hurry. To this day, I remember the first baby I ever held after my daughter passed away. I remember the first baby I ever held after my baby passed away was Layla Sapp. First baby. I held Layla at Anthony's going away party. And I remember holding her because me and Agina were pregnant at the same time. Yeah. And I remember looking at her thinking, I wonder if this is how I would look at my daughter. Yeah. And there was a weird peace that started coming over me. It was almost like, I'm going to continue to encourage you, because while this is gone, while this person who meant so much to you is gone, look at all this life that's still going on around you. And it was the life around me that I couldn't run away from. Now, I'm cognizant now of things that I wasn't cognizant of before. There were moments that I did not want to wake up. There were moments that I did my best not to wake up. Not because I hadn't been taught that was wrong. Not because I didn't know that it was wrong. It was because the pain was so deep and heavy. But God literally will give you people who will call you, who will text you. When my daughter passed, I remember I dodged my god sister's phone calls for like hours. Baby came to my house and turned the key on my door at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, because what's happening?
And checked me lovingly. I missed church 2 weeks in a row, and Toya said, hey, friend, what's up? What's up?
What's happening?
What's you need a word to come to you? Because I'm just saying, like, people have to realize grief is not temporary. Right. It's not. The loss is not temporary. The feeling does not go away. You learn how to live through that loss. And how to navigate through that. But you don't minimize what you've lost because people are uncomfortable. I speak my daughter's name. I let people know, oh, my daughter Riley's birthday is coming up. I don't let the memories of her, my mom, or my dad die because I can't make other people feel comfortable. And the fact that I have to be that comfortable where I don't stand in my truth. So I think grief is standing in your truth and having the faith to understand that God's going to give you people that will stand with you, but also still push you. Yeah, that's good. You just preaching on it, honey. You can just do this by yourself, honey. Because you preaching up in here, ma'am. Yeah, it's your assignment, so ma'am. Oh no, you got a word for the people, but we gonna let you go at your pace because you don't listen to me until it happens. You be like that doggone Toya. That's fine. Y'all see, that's Toya way of trying to love him and check me. I'm gonna just be quiet and just look at the camera. But that's so good. And you know, when I didn't see when you held Layla, but I saw when you held Zion. Yeah. And something in me was just like, okay, God gave me a piece, and it was like, okay, God, I see you working. It's not all the way there yet, but I see you working, you know, and that was just amazing in itself. And what people don't understand, the steps and the pieces and the moments are what we should celebrate. Don't wait for somebody to totally get over or get through. And you said it's the same thing my best friend said. It's a getting through thing. It's not getting over. It's getting through. It's the getting through. Yeah, I got to get through this. You know, it's not getting over it because I'm never going to forget them. As the memory won't go away, there's going to be something that's still going to prick me a little bit about them, you know. So at the end of the day, I got to get through it. And it's a day by day, moment by moment. And that's why I always give y'all permission. I be like, friend, do what you got to do, friend. Hey, if that's going to help you get through it, do what you got to do, you know, because we never know. So that is just, again, to see that, you know, to see all of that happening to you and for you to make those little steps toward being better is so awesome, you know, and that reminds us of how great God is, you know. He is. It's the little steps that get you down the path. People think it's you got to hurry up and get through it. You got to hurry up and fill your life with something in that void. This person I lost meant something. I can't rush that. I can't rush losing a father. My dad never walked me down the aisle. He never saw me, you know what I'm saying? He didn't take me to buy my first car. He didn't, you know, all those things. My mom is my baby. My mama lived, my mother passed away in my house. Yeah. I stopped my life to take care of my mama. So I can't rush through those moments. Right. Because it makes you feel better. Right. That's what people forget. That's it right there, friend. That's because I want to feel better. I want to feel better. As if you like my morning. Oh, she got to rip and get over this. Yeah. I tell people the biggest misconception is when someone has passed away and you go in someone's comments and say, "Oh, I know exactly how you feel." No, you don't. You didn't lose their person. No. You lost your person. Your person. Yep. Your person is not the same as their person. Right. Other people with that we know that have lost their children, I didn't go to them and say, "Oh, I knew exactly how you felt." I went to them and said, "I'm gonna be here in this moment with you," plural, because you're going to have moments. Yeah. And if you don't have moments, then praise be to the God you serve. Yeah. But the one I serve gives me memories, and he know I got moments where I miss my mama and my dad. and my daughter, who would be 7 this year. I don't forget those moments,
right.
But I also don't forget that I still got a purpose. There's still a purpose out of
friend.
all the pain I've been through.
That's
There's
it,
still a
friend.
purpose.
That's it, friend. I told you I'm just gonna let you do this, your stuff.
Bye, friend.
But that is so true. I literally just said that too on the video I did with my best friend, because we both lost our dads. But it was different because she had a certain relationship. Like her and her dad were tight. Me and my dad barely knew each other. So I handled his death differently than how she handles the death of her dad. Like at this moment, I'm good, honey. I don't care. I'm all right. Because me and him didn't have that. But her and her dad did. So she still deals with it. And her and our dads died like a year apart. So she's still dealing at a level that. And how old were you when your dad died?
I had just graduated. I was 18 when my dad died. And you don't forget that. You like, it depends on who the person was to you. My dad was great. That's my daddy. That's the first man I ever really loved. I knew what love was because of my daddy. But I'm also grateful that in those lost moments, while he didn't replace them, because you can't replace them, he did put someone in their place. Bishop Guns has literally like stood in, and he done chastised me when I want to be somewhat like Toya. And he done got me together like Toya. And he don't, just let me do anything I want to do like Toya. But he literally, God will fill your space. Yeah. He doesn't take away your memories. He fills your space. He has caused people to be in your life that will go through those moments. My best friends, Christy and Hope, literally, Hope has been with me through almost everything. Christy has been with me through losing my daughter, her goddaughter, and my mom. And when he gives you these different people, they realize that this is an assignment for the rest of their life. Yeah. Because the loss is for the rest of your life. And as long as they're connected to you, the assignment stays with them. And I think with grief, sometimes people say, oh, girl, you should be over that by now. For real?
That is crazy.
So let me just ask you, should I go and why don't you lose your loved one, and in 3 months I'm going to be over?
Wow, that is crazy.
And you would be shocked how many people have literally said, oh, you should be over that by now. I should be over that by now. I will never say that to anybody, but that's the misconception of grief. People take parts of the Bible and they apply it. But my philosophy is, if you're going to apply that part of the Bible to my life, apply these parts to your life. But that's a whole nother show, because, the Bible talk about shacking too, but y'all want to give, good word about how long I should grieve, but we're not going to talk about you and your sins. Okay. I'm just be quiet now. I
had to get mute on that since, because you listen, that was gonna be a whole, like you said, a whole nother video, and like you said, put yourself in my shoes. And that's something that I try to do and try not to do at the same time. Because at the same time, while I'm trying to put myself in your shoes, at the same time saying, all right, God, now I'm trying to sympathize and empathize, but I don't want to actually have to experience that.
I don't need firsthand knowledge of this in order to be here for my friend. Yeah. And he will line people up who are strong enough to carry you during this season, because there are still moments. And Toya, you've known me a long time. There are still moments I will have triggers. I will Mother's Day, Father's Day, and upcoming holidays, things of that nature. But I am so grateful to serve a God who literally does not let you lay down and does not let you roll over.
He ain't let you, friend, because you tried. Woo, honey.
Listen,
you tried. Let me tell y'all something about this little baby and how difficult she is, because we're going to tell the truth. This little baby, she would go, like she said, she would go weeks. She would disappear. like literally off the face of the earth, disappeared. And I would be like, now wait a minute. I feel like I ain't seen you. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And she'll try to give me the cool, clean answer, like, I'm feeling, just pray. I'm good. No, ma'am.
Just pray.
I be like, no, ma'am. Do I need to come over there? Because I'll roll up.
Toya don't just pray. Toya don't want to just pray. She want to come over. She want to check you. When last time you ate? What you doing with your life? And I'm like, I want to just wallow in my self pity. But God would not let me wallow.
He would not.
Because when He gives you people, you got to have a strong circle of friends. Yeah. And not circle of friends that you have to talk to every single day. You got to have a strong circle that's going to get on the wall and pray when they sense something.
Get on the wall. Right. Huh? Get on the wall.
Please get on the wall about me. Please get on the wall about me.
I definitely got on the wall about you.
And friend got on the wall, but it's also she let me go through it and let me know that, hey, whenever you need me, I'm not going to oversaturate your space, but know that I'm going to be here for you. And again, that's when you realize agenda and assignment.
Oh, that's the word. I might need to preach that. Agenda and assignment. Let me take my notes. I should have been I'm gonna take notes when I go back and watch this, because this going on, and I'm gonna have to give you credit, friend. I'm like, yeah, because my friend Jen say, don't have an agenda, know your assignment. Oh, my. Jen, you got answered most of my questions, but I still got a couple of them. But you're preaching in the vein. You already know.
I'm preaching at my thing. No, don't let nobody get the wrong video of this. This ain't my thing.
Okay, I'm not gonna say that. But this is absolutely awesome. But I know you said you had your dark moments, but was there a time when you absolutely basically cursed God and turned your back on God?
Absolutely. I remember the brokenness that I felt losing my daughter probably was the darkest moment of every loss that I've encountered. And mind you, my mother passing away at my home, was difficult because I was home when my mother had a massive stroke. But it was the loss of my daughter that really, 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 really made me realize, number one, that I was fragile. Yeah. Number two, that I could love someone that I'd never met before, my daughter. And when she died, I could feel such hatred in my heart. Mm-hmm. And not that I was disappointed in things. I was so mad at God. Yeah. I was so mad because I didn't ask for this baby. Right. You literally had me go, and I'm like, wait, I'm pregnant. You sure me? You checked that test a couple of times? And I get my life ready for a child. I'm purchasing cribs. Me and her father are doing things. Me and my best friend are planning. One of my good friends, Michelle, is like, she about to have the best baby shower in all of Duval County. And my life changed September 29th when I gave birth to her. Yeah. But it was October 1st when she passed that I said, you know what, God, you could not love me. Yeah. You honestly, you must really hate me to take away something that I desire. Jesus. Something that I have planned for. Yeah. And then this is the kicker. Even when I moved past that, you didn't fill that void with another child. Yeah. And it was in that moment when I felt like, I don't want to do this God thing no more. Yeah. I want to do this church thing. I want to do this living right thing. I didn't want to do none of that. And that was probably my darkest moment. It caused me to react to things, to do things. There were moments, there was a whole period where me and my best friend didn't even talk after that because of things that I had done. Yeah. And it was a place of emptiness and of loneliness. And not because no one could be there or would be there. I didn't want people to be there. But when I tell you the God that we serve, will keep people checking on you, calling you, praying for you, being there for you, and letting you be you in that moment. Toya didn't judge me when I cussed, when I would cry, when I ain't want to be bothered, when she would post up and they all spiritual, and I was like, I ain't want any of that. I didn't want any of that. It was that was my darkest moment. But, and there's a but. But from that moment, I really realized my inner strength, because if you can go through those types of losses, what I didn't realize is that it was preparing me to lose my mom.
Yeah, wow.
It was preparing me on how to be there for someone else who would lose their child and their mama and their daddy. Yeah. Because in that moment, I learned I needed to stay still. And that is what grief teaches you. Grief teaches you. You got to learn how to stay still and let others love on you until you can get to the point where you can keep moving.
That's good.
And that's where I had to get to.
That's good. That's good. Friend.
Just saying, friend. I play a lot. I joke a lot, but who I am today is not who I was 7 years ago.
It's not. It's not.
Very, very different. And if grief does not challenge you and push you, I don't know what you've lost, because what I've lost has challenged me and pushed me. It's done those things, and that's why I can acknowledge and appreciate other people who've lost people and keep pushing and keep going. There's an inner strength when you've lost something you desire so much, and when you see that kind of strength, you're like, dang, I want to be like this person, because if they can get through that, and I'm over here shedding some tears about a broken heart from a boy that don't want me. This woman just lost her baby. Oh, okay.
Because what we talking about?
Huh? What? What you say now? Oh, okay.
So when you dealing with all of that, because you have lost 3 of the most important people in your life, how has that affected you going forth with creating relationships with people, and even the thought of becoming pregnant again? How has that affected your mental state with that? Like, is there a fear? Are you gun shy? Like, is there,
I will say in the beginning, learning to love people again was very difficult. And not existing people, not just new people. Because they can be gone in the blink of an eye. But what it also taught me was to love and appreciate them while they are here. To love on them while they are here. And it prepared me to be ready for this husband he was going to send me that I didn't even know was going to be on the way. And there were hesitation moments in that, because in my mind, I've loved all these other people so much. Is he going to take this too? And it's in the moment of, I need to live in this moment and love in this moment, because this moment may not be here tomorrow. So it prepared me by appreciating all the relationships that I do have, to appreciate the best friends, the good friends, the cousins, the spiritual parents that I do have, because at some moment they got to go home. And I got to be prepared for that. The losses have helped me to learn how to love in the moment. And that's what I really walked away from, was I need to learn how to love in the moment, because that moment, the next moment is not guaranteed. That's what it taught me.
That's good. Because when I found out about Jeremiah, I was so happy. I was like, Fred is really like trying to do this thing. She's trying to do life, and she's trying to move through.
Listen, pray for me, friend. Pray for me.
Has dealt with like that, and that's why I wanted to ask that question, because it's like you said, at any given moment they could be gone. Like, and you don't want to get connected to somebody that deep that is going to affect me and take me back to the place that I worked so hard to get out of. So but I don't want to lose out on the experience because of my fear, because on the other side of fear is something amazing. So
listen, because I moved past that fear and ended up with these 2 carrots. Oh, okay. This man made me a whole rabbit out here. Oh, okay. But we ain't gonna talk about that. It's a whole,
Come on, rabbit.
It's the loss that makes you appreciate when he gives you something else. He doesn't replace what you've lost. He gives you something else because he's a giving God. He's a giving God. He's a giving God. Is your heart open to give it, to receive it? Because he's going to give it to you. I said, Lord, give me some peace. He gave me some peace. Lord, give me some rest. He gave me some rest. Lord, give me somebody to love. Here's a whole husband.
A whole husband.
He will give you what you need, and he will continue to allow you to still love what you've lost because he never lost you.
Right. All right, friend. All right, friend. You can't see. All right. I see you, friend. You're not gonna get me. We're gonna get through this.
I'm just saying, friend. I'm just saying.
We almost done because we're gonna get through this. What would you like to say to other grieving people? Because you have, like I said, you have lost 3 major people. So just for people that are grieving, what do you think you can say to kind of help them navigate that?
Don't minimize the feelings that you feel in order to make those around you feel comfortable to be around you. What you lost is legitimate. It is real. Those emotions that you feel are raw. They are real. All of those things are real to you. But I promise you, if you keep pushing, it may not happen that first week, that second week, or that third week. It may not happen when them phone calls stop because they're going to stop.
Yeah.
It may not happen when those visits stop because they're going to stop. But one day you're going to wake up and you're going to realize, oh, it wasn't so hard to get out of bed this morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't so hard to be in a room with babies. It wasn't so hard to be around somebody's mom. It wasn't so hard to be around somebody's dad. If you keep pushing, if you allow yourself to be real and raw in those moments, and get you a circle of people that will stay on the wall with you, that will be real with you, that will be real for you, that will stay there with you, you can go through losing things because grief does not have to tear you apart. Grief can build you up.
Oh, loss can
push you forward. It will do that if you allow it to do that. Loss has pushed me to love my friends, to encourage my friends, to support my friends, because their presence got me through losing so much. So I tell people, when you're going through grief, don't make anybody else feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Find your peace and keep pushing. And if they love you, they're going to push right along with you.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's so true and good. Man, listen, you dropped a whole bunch of good stuff, friend. I told you was gonna do good, friend. You did great. I'm so happy and I'm so proud. Because if anybody, listen, everybody that you have seen, maybe except for maybe 2 people that are on the flyer that I put up that are going to be a part of this series, they are not people that are always in the forefront. They're not people that you're going to always see talking and stuff. So that's how I really knew this was God, because at the end of the day, sometimes we go for the known and we go for the big name and we go for the people that everybody gonna listen, you think gonna listen to. But there are these hidden gems that if you give them the chance to really open up their heart and their mind and what they have to say to the world, they will bless and transform in a way that some of these big names could never do. So at the end of the day, that's what I do. I listen to God. I'm not going after who's popular and all this here, because a lot of these popular people don't have power. But we gonna keep.
Oh, okay. Because I can't relate to a celebrity who I can't relate to it every day, and if they can get through it, I can do that. I can get through it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that is very much key. Thank you so much, Jen. But we want to real quick plug your husband. He has a catering business. So give him a quick commercial.
First, let's just praise God for sending me a chef to be my husband. Hi, pussy. And my baby has a business. It's called Finger Looking Good and More. He caters. It's amazing. It's a blessing. He is the reason why I can't lose these COVID pounds and all these other pounds. But y'all can hit him up, hit us up, and just stay encouraging people, support Toya, support these people that have a platform, because God's going to reward you for that. What you are doing right now, allowing people to talk about this, Toya, is a blessing, because years ago I wouldn't have been able to talk about this.
Yeah,
but there's an assignment, not an agenda tied to what you're doing.
All right, we gonna go, because see, Jen be trying it, and I'm not gonna do it. I said, plug your husband, don't be bothering me. So y'all check out Jeremiah Chrispin, finger looking good. Make sure, because he has this amazing, I know he has this amazing, what is the seafood?
The seafood salad.
Bless your life, okay? Check it out. He got other stuff too. I just ain't tasted it yet, but that crab salad. Hallelujah.
It's a blessing.
Hallelujah. But that is my time today. Thank you again so much, Jen. Thank you for being so open and honest and real. Thank you so much for what you have dropped. I know for a fact that this is going to bless people, because it has blessed me, honey. And I am so proud of you. And I cannot wait to see all the more things that God does for you and does through you. Because even when you didn't want to hear it, I was telling you there was greatness ahead.
Oh, she's trying to make me cry.
Look at God. You're amazing. I'm not gonna do it, friend. I'm not gonna do it. But y'all check me out. Continue to look out for the videos on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to Latoya Shantae on the YouTube channel, and make sure you subscribe to the Complete Woman podcast as well. And make sure you follow me on social media, Latoya Shantae Kite. And I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, my loves.
Bye, y'all.